Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, Talkin Shit. On today's episode, pro wrestling news, rumors, spoilers, discussions, and predictions. And your hosts, Dark Cordz and Draven Rhymes.
Welcome back to Talkin Shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Thump Dupree, that's Draven Grimes, and we're just talking shit. I hope everybody's enjoying this fine Thursday. Don't really know what we're talking about, but fuck it. Let's have a conversation, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
You know, I want to talk about how awesome it is to be able to be in two places at once. Because I am currently ringside with the Crazy Bastards facing the House of Spades at the 420 show. Isn't that cool? Pretty cool how I can be here and there simultaneously?
It's fucking badass, man. How'd you master that?
I don't know. It's some shit I got on Wish.
You're not the guy that that bought that time travel machine off Wish.
No. It looks kind of like a code scanner for a car. So it's
so we're not going to
like
seven, right?
It's like $7.99 with a fucking a Wish.
How you doing, Draven?
I'm good. Getting over this fucking birthday shit, but I'm good.
Birthday? Your birthday? Your birthday?
Yeah, my birthday was Monday.
Oh shit! I didn't know. Happy birthday, brother.
Hey, see, somebody else said happy birthday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Few and far between.
You and far between. Fuck everybody that didn't, by the way. Fuck all y'all.
Are we friends on Facebook?
Do what?
Are we friends on Facebook?
You know what? I don't think we are.
I don't think so.
I don't usually friend people. I usually just,
Is your name on there, Draven Grimes?
No, it's my sheet name.
Oh, that's why I wouldn't know.
I'll speak to a friend request when we get
Yeah. Give me a. I don't know.
Awesome. Glad to make
You
that.
had like. I mean, I don't make a super big deal out of it, but I usually crack some kind of fucked up joke. You know, about one less year of before erectile dysfunction hits, or some kind of fuck shit.
I mean, we're not talking about it yet, but I got some blue chew here in the back.
Hey, whatever.
Blue Chew. We're looking for affiliates, man.
Yeah, we need a sponsor.
We'd love to hawk Blue Chew. Pills, big dick pills. That's what we're
saying. Y'all enough fucking money.
Hey, you guys follow TikTok. I know. Dark does a little bit, but that two-turn Tony guy, the guy that's like fucking got 10 million followers, he has his own twisted tea now. It's fucking good. It's good. It's really good.
Isn't that the OnlyFans guy with the duck?
Oh, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but his tea, man, is good. I had one Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. It was really good.
Never been a tea drinker.
Well, it's like it's
alcohol.
Like twisted tea. Yeah, it's booze.
Oh,
I'm not a big drinker. I didn't drink it trying to get fucked up. I just was curious what it tasted like.
Sure.
Because I never had any kind of twisted tea before. But actually, it was very good. It was it tasted like lemon tea.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Long Island iced tea without all the ball, with not quite as much balls. But if you drink 3 or 4 of them, if you drink 5 or 6 of them, you'd be fucked up as a football bat for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, man. This has been a kind of.
I want to start drinking again.
Say again?
Like I said before, all the fucking like Mountain Dew flavored shit, and then this shit came.
Yeah.
Start drinking again. Y'all gonna make me alcoholics.
Man, I'll tell you what I did. I used to drink a lot of Crown Royal back in the day. And,
yes.
I don't know what it is, man. Like every year I get fucked up on my birthday, which is coming up. May 28th is my birthday. I usually have my daughter throws a big party for me at the bar, and I get fucking hammered to where I embarrass myself in the Uber. But But I mean, that's it. Like, I don't. New Year's Eve means nothing to me. 4th of July means nothing to me. I do not want to drink outside when it's hot anymore. I have no desire to do that. Like, to drink cold beer when it's 95 degrees outside. That makes me either puke all over myself or shit myself. So, I'm good with that. So I have my one day of where I defile my own character, and that's last year. John Strange was responsible for it because that fucker, he kept giving me. I was drinking these nerd shots that my daughter makes, and they're like fruity orange. I don't know. They're like these fruity shots, and you don't notice, them hitting you until you go outside to burn one out by the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And your fucking motor skills are limited. And in the interim, John Strange is fucking pouring Southern Comfort. I end up laying in my bed next to some bitch that looked like Big Bird until I sobered up. Until I sobered up right before we were about to fucking throw down and was like, "Get the fucking fizzuck out of my fucking house!" Oh my god, that bitch looked like Big Bird. She was like 6'3". She did. Scared the shit out of me. Then I found out the bitch lived in my neighborhood, which I was like, oh, thanks.
Oh shit.
John Strange arranged all that, fucker.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna get him. He's married, but I'm gonna get him back.
Oh Jesus.
Bitch.
Yeah, that bitch looked like Big Bird. She did. For real.
God damn it.
Oh,
You know what sucks? You know what I was thinking about the other day, you guys? As many times we're going to do this Hill podcast, there's like very little chance we're ever going to road trip to shows together. Like, we don't do the same shows.
Right.
True.
And we got to fix that. We need to get adrenaline going again, Tom. We do.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we can get it lined up for around August.
Popka, yeah.
I need somebody to go to that Apopka place and see what they're talking about.
Well, I can do it, or Della can do it. Della lives right there. And I don't know that they might be more receptive to Della than me.
Right.
Or maybe we go together. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Della's a good Della. Let me tell you something. As much as Della likes to ring announce all over Florida, she wants a home. And a lot of people thought that Adrenaline was going to be their home. Cole Bohannon was one of them. Gus was one of them. There's a lot of our guys that thought Adrenaline was going to be like their home deal. And because I did have a mix. I had a mix of talent. I wasn't using the same guys everybody else was. I wasn't using all East Coast guys. I wasn't using all West Coast guys. It was a mix. And like Devin Diaz. Devin Diaz wants, he loved Adrenaline. Everybody did. And if it wouldn't have been for that one person. But now we know, we live, we learn. Which, by the way, you saw that shit on Facebook, right?
Old conspiracy theory Jones, huh? Jesus Christ.
And see,
man.
What's funny is, and Dar knows this, I don't say shit on Facebook unless it's usually about farts or, something totally infantile, right? So people aren't used to me, really shooting. But I've watched, and let me preface this. The individual that we're talking about outside of wrestling is a friend of mine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very petty and picky, and but I love the guy. He's a New York guy. I'm used to being around guys from up north, just from in my wrestling days and whatever. But he just doesn't fit well here in Florida with the way how we are such really we're so live, and we're so, there's so much attention paid to social media here, especially in wrestling. And when Tom, we all got together, we were all excited. We were like, we came out of the gate with a banging show, and then Monday morning he's on Facebook bitching about it. It's like, wow, man, why couldn't we have this conversation in private yesterday? Like, why do you got to go put all our business out there?
Right.
Right.
And then we brought another party in who is like somebody I've been working for a couple of years, and a promoter that I've been working for a couple of years. It came in and helped us out, and then those two didn't mix, and it became a big fucking deal there. The only two people that really knew anything what the hell was going on was me and Dar, and that's because I was his booker and he was the promoter, and we kind of we went months where we just kind of like ignored whatever. Like, I don't think Tom took a phone call from anybody but me for months.
Mm-mm.
Like, he would not take a phone call. That's what I love about it. He knows how to do it, man. He's like, yep, that guy's going to be a pain in the ass. We're never going to talk again. Yep. That guy's a pain in the ass. We're never going to talk again. That's what I got thumped for. So, and you know, it worked. We could have kept that shit going as long as we wanted to if we really, really wanted to. But it got to be, you know, and that's what I want to say. I hope any of our journal people that are out there realize that we are very, very self-aware of what we had, and we have never been too far away from having it again. We just want to be in the right situation with the right management group, keeping that management group limited to, you know, to what it is, and if people want to help out, great, but you're not going to put your name on the calendar. You're just going to be you're going to be a guy that helps us out, and you know, we knowing that me and Dark can run the shit pretty simply ourselves, you know. We don't really need, like, I mean, I don't know, Draven, you'll probably be talked to a little bit about it, but we went into this thing with the best of intentions, and we had some really good shows.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good shows. I want to try to draw fans and look at things a little bit differently, and maybe give some of these younger guys and maybe some of these more inexperienced guys a little bit more of a rub and a little bit more of a look, without it costing us, you know, money. You know, we can't let it cost us money, but I am very open to the idea, and this is because there's a lot of really good young talent. I watched like 4 matches of that Cowboy Kid you guys were talking about, Andrew Mitchell.
Yeah.
To the point where I reached out and said, hey, I'm a booker. I book for a few different promotions, but even the ones that I don't, if somebody calls me and asks me, hey, you know, is there anybody we should give a look? He will be the first on my list. He needs to put on a little bit of size, but other than that, I mean, you know, how old is the kid? 22 some years old. He looks young.
18.
Well, if that, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't expect an 18-year-old kid to look like Brock Lesnar. So he's got time. He's got time for that. And I'd love, you know, he's one of the main guys that we'll start with. You know, we'll bring him in and put him in the ring with Gus a couple times, or put him in the ring with, a singles match with Christian or somebody like that, and get him really, you know, shined up, because that kid, he's got a huge upside. And there's a lot of them coming out right now like that. So that are coming out of school that way. I get the Iggy from Blake Banks about the Dudley School. I get the Iggy from Xander Maddox about the kids down in CCW school with Gangrel. I get the Iggy straight from the horse's mouth from Dave Mercury about kids that come out of there. You know, Tampa Bay Pro, I have a couple people over there that give me, you know, let me know who's coming out that looks really good. And so I'm excited about that part of it, because you know, I want to keep it fresh, but I also have to make sure that the talent is at a level where people are going to pay $15 or $20 to come watch. You know, that's the challenge, guys. That's that in and of itself, because you can't have a developmental type roster from start to finish and expect people to pay $20 to see it. You know, it doesn't work that way. Right. So, and I have always been I've been the guy with Adrenaline. I was like, look, we're not a developmental show. I have rethought that, because I don't want to be CCW. I don't want to have the same guys all the time. I don't want to be ALW that has basically the same guys all the time and of course we don't have the budget to bring in the WWE guys. And I'm certainly not trying to shit on them, but a point of difference is certainly something, especially in Central Florida, that could be useful, because there's so many schools here right, they're right in our Pocket's backyard. Which helps us because we don't have to pay them a gazillion dollars to drive across the state, and and it gives them a place to work once a month or every other month. So
Yeah,
I'm looking at that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the relaunch. Draven's definitely going to be involved. He's been around the state doing this for so long. I think between the three of us, we'll pretty much know everybody.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's going to be fun.
That's something we can talk about privately, but he could definitely take over a big part of the booking role. Just because I'm so busy with the Bastards right now. Our schedule just got stupid. I'm working. I got tonight in downtown Orlando, tomorrow in Melbourne, Friday in Tampa, Saturday in Tampa, tentatively.
Jesus.
So there's a lot going on, man. A lot of stuff going on, and we're starting to get some interest from people that didn't really pay attention before. And ALW is keeping us busy.
Do you know when your dark show is going to be on?
I can't talk about it.
Okay, I just didn't know if you knew.
I can't say anything until they send us the match card.
Okay.
I know when it is, but I can't say anything.
Okay, no, fair enough. Don't want you
to. The dark thing is starting to change too. They're really they just signed Daisy Kill. You guys know who Daisy Kill is?
Yes.
They just signed Daisy Kill straight off his match. So they're bringing in people now, not really to use them just as enhancement talent. They're and I don't want to say anything, but it didn't start with Daisy Kill. Let's just say that. So we're doing our thing, man. Like, trying to stay healthy. Strange and Christian both got hurt last month. I am getting myself back in ring shape currently.
Oh shit.
So that I can either be a third or be a stand-in for either one if they get hurt. And I'm discovering that I can still. I'm about 80% of what I used to be right now.
Well, damn. So, where are you training?
At an undisclosed location. That's deep, dark secret.
Okay.
I can't let it. It's not a school. But, yeah, it's not a school.
I got you.
But, well, there's a lot of stuff that's going to come to light. And when it does, you'll be like, oh, okay, now I know what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
What did I see the other night on Rampage? No, not Rampage. Maybe it was the Powerhouse Hobbs match.
Mm-hmm.
The most recent one that he just had with oh, come on, Rob. Did you guys watch that match? That title match he had his first defense?
No, I did not.
It was
I can't remember who it was against.
It was good. It was the first time I've ever looked at Hobbs and thought that guy is going to be really good. I mean, you look at him and you think, yeah, whatever. But like you look at Brian Cage and you think, yeah, whatever. But Brian Cage is kind of staled out. Powerhouse Hobbs is awesome.
Yeah,
like he's a storyteller.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Jericho's gotten a hold of him. I'm just talking about whatever the fuck I can think about, guys. Because I'd probably be asleep right now if I went talking to y'all. It's been a long day.
Not far from it either. It's been a hell of a week. I do want to cover something dark. I talked to you about this yesterday. Something that aggravated the fuck out of me. But due to being asked, I'm not going to throw names out right now. But we were at Toontown Turmoil in Jacksonville for the Bolt City Cup. And there was a certain talent who's been in the business for a good 15, 20 years that basically took over creative for the matches that his trainees were in. Now, all fair, I'll tell you who the fuck it is. But just because of who asked me not to say it, I'm going to honor what they asked.
Where's the school?
Matter of fact, are you on my chat right now? I will send it over. Dark, send it in the group chat who I'm talking about because I can't pull it up.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been in the business for a while, like a good long 20-something years. But I know if it was in a situation where I'm promoting and booking it, I wouldn't let the shit fly. But considering it was their first show that they're putting on, I guess they kind of just allowed it for, I guess, who he is and that he kind of politicked his way into it. And it just, I want your opinion on this shit. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way, and it rubbed a lot of guys the wrong way. But even considering who it was, like I told him, once I saw what was going on and I found out exactly what he was doing, I lost a lot of respect for the motherfucker. And he was one of those that he's like top 5 respected in my book, period, for what he's done.
This is gonna really probably rub you guys weird, but the person you're talking about is a very, very good friend of mine. Like a really good friend of mine. However, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you have to understand something. Guys at that level, and he is somebody that this might give it away, but he's somebody that I actually was on the roster with when I was at Ring of Honor for a good bit. This particular person, there is nobody with more passion. There is nobody with more of a bigger perfectionist. There is nobody, there is nobody that is even more, that he's more critical of himself than anyone. And one thing that I do really, really like about him is that now that he's kind of winded down, he's kind of thrown his whole thing in reverse, and he's made, one indie worker in particular that's a female way better than she ever would have been without him. And it's really hard for me to badmouth that guy, man.
I'm not.
I just know him on a. I understand where you're coming from, because that is, perception is everything. Believe me. All I know is that in his mind, he's really like, he doesn't communicate the way his heart really means.
Basically, he means well in his own way. Is basically what you're trying to say.
Yes, but 100% of what he says is absolutely something you should listen to. 100%. There is no better at the small. I'm a big detailed guy too, and I'm not the kind of person that's going to call you out for it right then and there. I'll talk to you like in private or whatever. Right. He's more of the type that will call you out right then and there because he feels like that's the best way to get your attention, and that's just the way he was taught.
Right. But the thing that just rubbed me the wrong way is the fact that, he just went over the promoter and over the booker's head and said, no, you can do it the way I just told you to do it. Instead of having a conversation with him, like, listen, I know this is your show. I respect you guys for putting this on. But I've been doing this a lot longer than you guys. So how about we try something like this? You know what I'm saying?
Give me an example.
So I'll just use a blank example. Say I'm working Andrew, right? And Andrew is one of his guys. And we have it to where it's going to be like if he tries to out wrestle me and I keep trying to strike him down. Right? But every time I go for a strike, he, does some kind of technical wrestling move to get me off of him. And he comes up and says, "Why would you do that? Go ahead and do this." Okay, well, the guy that booked me for this show told me this is the match that he wanted. So I'm supposed to go against the booker that's paying me to do what you would like me to do?
Yes.
It's kind of like one of those things.
Yes. Yes. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because of his name. I wouldn't say that about many guys. I wouldn't say, but if a young talent that didn't know me, you and I don't know each other that well, but like if a young talent came to me and said, "Hey, who should I listen to, the booker or should I listen to this guy?" I'd be like, "Listen to this guy." Why? Because of the long-term ramifications. And I know it goes against everything that makes sense, but in this one particular case, with this one particular individual, there is nobody that I would rather come up to me and go, "Hey, I just heard what you guys called. If I were you, I would do this, 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 and this." I wouldn't even question why, because probably he's heard something from somebody else's match that's going to line up with yours and make y'all look like y'all are having a duplicate, or. And I'm going to assume that in any case with him, with this individual, because he is very detailed. He can remember 5 different people's matches down to the fucking movesets. So he's that kind of a guy. I cannot say that about a lot of people though. And I hate to say this, but this particular individual that we're talking about, fuck yeah, I'm hearing what he's saying and I'm doing what he's saying, because hearing what he's saying is an honor. Doing what he's saying is fucking mandatory, unless you're an idiot. Because there's nobody that's put out more 5-star bangers in front of high school gyms, 10,000 people, 20,000 people, or 50,000 people than the individual that we're talking about right now.
No, I can get that. It's just one of those things where I heard about all this after my match, so I'm already hurt and shit because of my neck. It got tweaked a little bit in the match. Right. And I'm hearing this like, you can't have the common courtesy to come talk to the guys in charge. Like, I get you are who you are. Right. I completely understand that. But to me, it was kind of like that common respect of, this isn't your show. Regardless of who you are. Like, even if, like, say Undertaker came up to me and, like, gave me an alternate situation. And Dark knows how much I respect that man. Like, he's, like, my number one guy to respect of all time. I would still, like, we need to talk to them because this is their show. But that's just how Steve and David brought me up. Like,
okay, that is a very good. I'm not saying you're wrong. Don't mistake him. But you're talking about. I played on Sunday. He's played on Sunday, right? So, if a guy that plays on Sunday comes to your indie show and even offers you any advice, you should take it. Because, and I'm not saying it, it depends on how you feel about the individual. And you're asking me, if I was at that show and I'm an indie guy and that particular person came up to me knowing what I know, would I listen to him over a booker promoter? Yes. But I would do it in such a way the booker promoter wouldn't even realize it. I wouldn't change a finish or anything like that. But I might tell the story differently because that I'm forced to believe that he has been listening to other people call their matches, and he's making sure that you're not everybody's out there doing a fucking roll up. You know what I'm saying? Or a fucking small package, or a fucking foot on the ropes, or not everybody's doing a screw finish, or not everybody's going out there and doing 14 false finishes. You know what I mean? He's got that in his mind automatically, whereas most indie guys can only remember their own shit. Because they're not used to having to literally sit in the locker room and go around and get a little bit of piece of everybody's match to make sure you're not doing the same shit. You fuck around and do that shit at the high level, you're gone. You're gone. It's just they expect you. It's no longer about being wrestling competent. It's about being wrestling proficient, and there's a huge fucking difference between competence, you know what I'm saying, and proficiency. And his
We lose your thump.
he last year at ARW he was there when I was what
I think
Everybody good?
Here.
there we are.
Okay. I've been on indie shows in the last year with that guy. Seen him do the same thing on big indie shows with other talent like him. And some guys listen to it, some guys don't, whatever. But when he's talking to indie people that are, 4 or 5 years in the business, or a couple years, or they're not really making names for themselves. They're not really out there and around. If he doesn't know who you are on the indies in Florida, then you don't exist to him, because he's out there. Believe me, he is.
Mm-hmm,
and I hate to say that because it's only this guy that I would say that about, like, or maybe Austin Aries. Maybe Austin Aries is another one that I would list. He would have my full attention. These guys have done it. They're amazing, and there's nothing. I'm not saying go out there and fucking defy, change the finish, because I don't know to what extent you're talking about that he made changes, but if he made little changes that made the match make sense, and the people that listened to him went out and executed it, they're better for it. I guarantee it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't think it was just little changes. I think there were significant changes to the point where the booker and the promoter were both flustered with him and the fact that he was there at that point.
And also, who ran that show?
Kiss It, Big Bobo, and Dashing Cam.
All right, bro.
And like I said, it was it's their debut show for Jacksonville.
Right. All right,
so,
bro, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Okay.
Go ahead.
There are certain people that work on certain shows in Florida that are like, okay. And then there's certain people that work on the big shows in Florida that are what I would consider to be elite workers, or there's definitely levels to this. Okay.
Of course.
I'm not saying anything bad about Kiss It, but it being their first show, they should have been honored to have that particular guy in their locker room and taking every advantage, because even me as a booker at Adrenaline, when I had Francisco Chiazzo or Cajegas in the building, you don't think I absolutely fucking got advice from them on different things to make things better?
Yeah,
absolutely.
but see, we're also not knowing the full extent. Like, if he was coming in and he was changing the finish to where his students went over, and that yeah, but he wouldn't do that, because when you get to this a certain level, you don't give a shit who goes over. It doesn't matter. The art of this is me being able to take someone like Ty, that little Ty kid that sucks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but he's terrible. That little Ty kid, me being able to take him in the ring and make him look like fucking Shawn Michaels. That's the challenge. That's what this is all about. And see, when you work on certain shows at a certain level, you don't understand what this fucking business is really about. This business is about making your opponent look good. This opponent is about making your match look good. This business is about being able to go out there with a fucking boiled egg and get it over. That's what it's about. Now, somebody like the individual that you're talking about has a full fucking understanding of that.
Yeah.
Someone like Austin Aries has a full understanding of that. Someone like me has a full understanding of that. So I don't give a fuck about finishes or any of that bullshit. And he's certainly not somebody that's going to come in and go, oh, I want all my people to go over. Fuck that. He's not going to politic that. He's not going to try to do that. He just wants them to have the best match they can. And if somebody goes out there and wants to call a fucking German suplex in the shine, and he goes, no, you're not doing that because that's fucking stupid, then you should listen to him. Why? Because doing a German suplex in the shine is fucking stupid. You follow me? So I know, bro. I come off like the cocky vet, but we've earned it, man. We're not doing it to fucking be a dick. We're doing it because we're trying to help you. Because you don't want somebody sitting on their shitter like me watching your fucking match Tuesday and going, I'll never book these fucking guys because he sucks. You don't want that. You don't want someone like Jason Dugan, the booker at fucking ALW, right? Jason Dugan is 5 years in the business. Okay? But because he's had heavy influences in his career and has wrestled some of the best fucking workers in the world, he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
You know, when guys do stupid shit, or I saw Karma Dean, for example. I love Karma. She knows I love her. Karma did a match with this girl where they did a seatbelt suplex and some other goofy and a fucking Blue Thunder Bomb in the shine. In the shine. And she's like, what'd you think of my match? Love you, kid. Terror sucked. It was awful. Don't let people do this shit to you. Well, you know, she's got more experience. I don't give a fuck how much experience she has. Sucks. When she says that shit, there's one thing about being respectful. It's another thing about going out there and stinking up the fucking ring. Be respectful without stinking up the ring. That's what separates the pros from the fucking attaboys, man. If you want to go wrestle in the backyard of a bar with 14 people watching you, go do all the suplexes you want in the shine. Nobody gives a shit. But if you want to wrestle and you want to get booked and you want people to look at your shit and go, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy understands the business. He gets it. He understands the structure of a match. He's wrestling competent. I can put him in the ring with just about anybody and I'll get a good match. If you want that, then you listen to motherfucking vets. I don't care if they come up to you and kick you in the balls and tell you your fucking girlfriend's pussy stinks. You fucking go out. You take what they say because it's free. You didn't have to pay for a seminar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say this, man, because it sounds so awful, but it's really one of the areas of our business that we've let them get so far away from us because we've all tried to be nice. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. I'll be nice to you when you start getting it. When you listen, when you hear me, when you're not doing stupid shit. When I'm not hearing a pin drop during your comeback because nobody knows the fucking difference because you've been ping-ponging through the heat. You never let the crowd establish that they need to get behind you. Nobody knows who the baby or the heel is because you're too busy trying to be MMA fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like it is not what we do is not that complicated. The story structure is fucking simple.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, yeah, you can tweak that story structure when you get to a certain level where people know you and they have an understanding of where you're going, what you're doing. But when you're first starting out, man, if nobody knows who the good guy is and who the bad guy is, they don't make noise. It's fucking that simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of shit from the Toontown thing and people doing what they have no business doing and being fucking retarded, I won't, like M said, this could have been a lot worse. I could have name dropped you in my verse, so I'm not going to say names in this, but it's very clear who I'm talking about. This little skinny, scrawny fucking guy was wrestling one of my boys this weekend and somehow talked him into doing a move that this guy had no business fucking doing. I'll demonstrate it for you guys on YouTube, but for you guys on just listening to the podcast, I'll try to describe it. Had the kid in the position for a gory bomb. Double underhooks, backpack, legs on hips. He wanted to do from there a move that would mechanically force him to shrug another human being, pull him up over his shoulder to make his opponent do a backflip into a face buster. So let's just say that my strength is quite a bit more than this person. And I don't think with that opponent that I would be strong enough to pull
Bro.
that move off.
Bro, there's things you hear me say in the locker room, even with the crazy bastards, when people try to call shit.
It's
Never
like,
be afraid. Never be afraid to go. No, I'm not comfortable with that.
yeah. But
I'm not comfortable
so, as if somebody needed a crystal fucking ball, he dropped my boy right on his fucking head.
Yeah.
And
That's the problem. That's the problem. Your boy is, I mean, as much as I hate to say this, but it's true. But it's the way I was taught. Okay. There's 50-50 responsibility. If you didn't say no in the back and you agreed with it, then no matter what happens, it's 50% of that is on you.
No, it is, but I also don't know.
I had a guy one time. I was in Alabama. I'll never forget. I think I've even told you about this, Tom. He was probably 5'6" and 170 pounds back when I was 235, 240.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted for a false finish to do a sit-out pile driver with me. Keep in mind, I'd never touched this guy before. I took one look at him. I said, "You're out of your fucking mind." He ran to the promoter. Promoter came to me. He said, "That's his finish." I said, "Well, why are you gonna have me kick out of his finish? Why would you do that? Like, why would you fucking kick out of the guy's finish?" And I said, "Why would you have me do that?" And he said, "Well, you're defending another promotion's belt, and you're going over." I said, "Fuck all that. Why would you have me take his finish? It doesn't matter what the finish is.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you take his meat? You're telling me that that's his finish. Why am I taking it and kicking out, number one, and number two? What the fuck makes you think that a guy that was trained properly is going to, without ever having seen even a video of this guy do this, is going to take a sit-out pile driver from this fucking kid that's half my size?" Why? And I was the heel. So I'm going from beating the brakes off this fucking kid, somehow him getting me in the sit-out pile driver position, which I couldn't think of a logical way to do it, probably because there was no way I was going to do it anyway, because I wasn't going to let this motherfucker break my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Promoter didn't talk to me for 2 years, because that was his boy. 2 years later, promoter calls me up and he's like, "Hey, man, we want to do business again." And I said, "Well, I doubled my rate or some crazy shit," because I didn't really want to go back there anyway. But he agreed to it. I go up there. I see this kid. This kid's put on 20 pounds of muscle. He comes up to me again. He says, can we get my spot in this time?" And I said, "Are you pinning me with it?" And he said, "No. I want to do it as a falsie." And I said, "Why in the fuck? You know how many people I let kick out of the fucking chicken choker? 0.
Right.
23 years. Why the fuck? Why do you want me to kick out of your finisher, bro? This is your you're not coming to Florida doing this. We're doing this in your house. Why? Why do you want this so bad? And then when you start thinking about it, you're like, does this guy really want to hurt me? Like, you start thinking all this weird shit. Because, and the thing is, man, if you think about things logically, right? And you remember that we're supposed to actually look like we're shoot fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy to say no. It's so easy to say no. And more kids need to learn that. Instead of saying, especially when I hear someone say, "Hey, there's something I want to try tonight." Well, try? What the fuck do you mean you want to try?
Right.
Do you want to try to jump out of the rafters onto the floor? Try your ass off. But if it involves me, fuck you. Well, seriously.
No,
You've never done it before?
I mean, the moral of the story is,
Yeah.
one, don't do shit you don't know how to do.
Exactly.
Like Draven says, work within your means. You can make it a great match with doing 3 fucking moves. You don't have to do these crazy high spots. And secondly, if you do fuck it up and you hurt somebody, have the decency to apologize afterwards.
Absolutely.
And this piece of shit did no such thing.
See, that is honestly indicative of poor training. Because no trainer out there is telling you, hey, if you've never done it before, fucking try it in the ring in a match. No trainer. No trainer tells you that. I don't give a shit. So you're going against the way you were taught. There's a lot of kids doing it, man. The problem is the floodgates have been open. Anybody that wants to work in our business can work in our business if they fucking know somebody with a ring, like Rick Yatissi. Because there's guys that worked on that fucking LCCW show. A lot of those guys that would never, ever, ever make it to a school. They would never make it to a real school. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And it's not always because of their physical. It's what's between their fucking ears, bro. You know, you gotta love. You know, when I get in the ring, if I get in the ring with you, Draven, and I've never met you before, brother, the very first thing I want to do is establish that you can trust me and I'm going to take care of you. That's the very first thing. I don't give a shit. We might have a great match. We might have an okay match. Fuck, we might have a stinker match. But I guarantee you're going to work Monday, and you're going to leave that building knowing that, hey, I want to work. Hey, we can do better next time. I want to work Thump again because I know he's going to take care of me.
Agreed. Exactly.
You know, and if you're not thinking that way, fuck off. Get out of our business. Right. Because, you know, and people say, oh, it's different when you're at the higher level. Bull fucking shit. It's even more critical when you're at the higher levels. It's even more critical. It's even more important to take care of your fucking opponent. Right. It's even more, you know, they want to know, you know, when you're in there throwing those fucking hard ass forearms at them, that you're not trying to kill them. That hey, this is for TV. We're doing the best. You know, we want to make TV look good.
Right.
You know?
But it's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're still working fucking shooting shit off.
Because I guarantee you, once I get in ring shape, I'm working both of you motherfuckers at some point.
Fuck yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I will.
Absolutely. Well, is there any other stories we want to discuss, fellas, before we call it a night?
No, we need to start writing shit down, guys. Because we talk about wrestling too much. Don't y'all do this with Della too?
Yeah, we do the weekend stuff, but we don't really just cover our personal shit. And fortunately, I ain't heard any mass shootings in the past week, so thankfully we have to cover that.
Well, I'm sure there was. We just didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Della's probably a good guest, though.
Yeah, she covers. We do that weekend wrestling show where it's just, you know, the stories from the past week in wrestling, and she covers the women's stuff, and yeah, she's been pretty good.
Yeah, Della's awesome. She's awesome for the business, man. She's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. But yeah, I don't have anything else, guys. I'm gonna fucking probably cut a few farts. Might eat some grapes with my balls in the fan till I fall asleep.
Well, it's like a terrific night. I'm gonna get a piece of birthday cake if there's any left.
Nice, man.
Awesome.
And again, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching Talking Shit, and we will see you next time.
Bye.